Morning, children. Saira. Welcome back to yet another class of social science, that is chapter number 4, agriculture, and chapter number 4 of agriculture with stream geography. So let's continue with our new topic in chapter number 4, that is types of farming and their characteristic. So this is your part 2 of this chapter. Let's take a ride and let's actually do one thing. Let's take a trip. Let us take the trip of India's varied regions of variety of people. Now when we are talking about people and people's occupation, so which is the most high rated occupation of India? It is agriculture. It is farming, cultivation of crops. So let's take a ride to the Indian land and culture of cultivation. So children, are you ready to take a trip of the India's landscape? Fine. Types of farming. When we are talking about farming, basically what is farming? Farming is practiced in various ways across the world. Yes, children, not only in India, out of India as well, people practice farming, and in a very, you can say, elaborative manner and on a technified platter. So, depending upon the geographical conditions, I will repeat this thing again and I want you to underline this particular information. Depending upon the geographical conditions. So, children, when we were talking about types of farming, getting again with that farming is practiced in various parts of world. Depending upon the geographical conditions, demand of the produce, labor, level of technology, farming can be classified into two types. These are subsistence farming and commercial farming. I was saying something and I stopped suddenly. Okay, children, I want you all to underline the following definition, that is types of farming. First of all, then farming is practiced in various worlds depending upon the these three lines, all three lines you have to. Yes, children, I want you to put these definitions and these set of lines accordingly as I am guiding you. So taking back to the point, after farming there is one more important point, that is organic farming. What is the definition? This definition also you have to write, that organic farming, in this type of farming organic manure and natural pesticides are used instead of chemicals. No genetic modification is done due to increase the yield of crop. See children, organic farming these days, everyone is aware of organic farming. When we are talking about organic farming, it means, and it refers to the kitchen garden or the farming which is done. Basically farming is a broad word. You can say, if we are taking organic farming, it means if you have a plot of land or you have field with you, you are basically doing for yourself and you can actually sell the harvest for your own profit motive, but generally people do not go ahead with this. So getting back to the other types of farming, let's go. The two broad categories that I'll explain you with a flow chart. Wait. Yes, children, before moving ahead with the types of farming and with the various categories of farming, I would like to introduce you, or you can say make you conversant with the terms you already know, but still I want to put some light and bring these terms into your limelight so that we can move ahead clearly. What is agriculture? Agriculture is the deliberate modification of the earth's surface through cultivation of plants and rearing of animals to obtain sustenance or economic gain. Sustenance, survival, or economic gain. Cultivate means to care, and any cultivated plant is called as crop. Any cultivated crop, any cultivated plant is called as a crop. Now, what all these terms have a relationship with the farming? Do you really think these terms have a relationship with farming, and why? What is the difference between agriculture, farming, cultivation? What all has a letters, right? When we are talking about agriculture, children, or cultivating, the cultivation processes gives nourishment to the soil. It replenishes, exfoliates, and when the soil is tilled for the cultivation purposes, children, at that time the soil breathes in the oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. So this is a way the soil is able to breathe in freshness and breathe out the, you can say, the decomposition part or the portions of its individuality. So now let's learn about types of farming. When we talk about the types of farming, first broad category that comes under the types of farming is, first of all, subsistence farming and commercial farming. Commercial and subsistence farming are the two broad categories. Then in subsistence farming, if you say, only in subsistence farming we have primitive as well as intensive farming. Then after primitive and intensive farming, we have under primitive we have shifting as well as nomadic herding. I hope you are getting it. When we are talking about subsistence, two broad categories: subsistence farming and commercial farming. Subsistence is further divided into primitive and intensive. Then primitive is divided into shifting and nomadic. After this commercial farming is divided into mixed farming, commercial grain farming, and then plantation farming. These three come under the commercial farming. I hope you've understood the bifurcation of farming. So, what is subsistence farming? As you know, that as you all must be aware that we have already discussed and I have explained you that what is actually subsistence farming, but still I want you to get conversant with the term again. Let's have a quick review of this. Farmers produce is solely for the farmer. No leftovers are left for no leftovers are kept to be sold out in the market. Labor intensive, and hardly any technological input is used in such kind of farming process. Now after this we have the bifurcated portions after the subsistence farming. Now subsistence farming is of two types. Subsistence farming is of two types: primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. These two types come under the subsistence farming. Now, what is intensive subsistence farming? When we are talking about intensive subsistence farming, the farmer cultivates, in this you can say that the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and more labor. I repeat, a small plot of land is being cultivated using simple tools and more labor. Then what is grown in such a particular thing, such a cultivation, intensive subsistence farming? more than one crop. I repeat, more than one crop is grown annually. Annually means yearly, in a year. On the same plot, the climate is favorable and the soil is fertile. And what is the crop that is grown? Rice is the main crop. Apart from rice, wheat, maize, pulses, and oilseeds are also grown. When we are talking about intensive agriculture type, intensive itself means internal, interior, small. Okay, intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in thickly populated areas of monsoon regions of South, Southeast, and East Asia. I repeat that intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in thickly populated areas of the monsoon regions of South, Southeast, and East Asia. Now, switching to the next form of agriculture, that is primitive farming. When we talk about primitive farming, what is primitive farming? Primitive farming is the oldest form of agriculture. Primitive farming is the oldest form of the agriculture. It is still prevalent. I repeat, it is still prevalent in some areas of the world. This type of farming is done on self-sufficient basis, and farmers grow food only for themselves and their families. Some small surpluses may be either exchanged by barter or sold for cash. When we are talking about primitive farming, it deals with the actually ancient time. The word primitive itself means something which has been existing from ancient times, older times. Fine. And this kind of farming is done basically to cater the needs of the family, or the family members. Generally, the harvest is not sold, but if there is any kind of surplus of the harvest, the cultivator may go for barter or sold it for cash. Now, after primitive farming, what else we have? This primitive farming is further divided into shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. These are the two types of these are the two types of cultivation which come under primitive subsistence farming. Now, what is shifting cultivation? Children, when we are talking about shifting cultivation is practiced in the thickly forested areas. I repeat, in the thickly forested areas of Amazon Basin, tropical Africa, parts of Southeast Asia, and Northeast India. It receives heavy rainfall and helps in the quick regeneration of the vegetation. Children, one important thing, the places where shifting cultivation or intensive cultivation takes place, which places I have marked, they will come in map, and you have to prepare a map in which these type of area which are going to represent that which kind of cultivation is suitable on which kind of land with in which regions. I repeat it very clearly. You have to make maps, not one map, separate maps, in which you are going to represent the places which are favorable or which support the different types of cultivation. So I hope this is clear, but still you will get this question in your PDF or your group also. Fine. Now, how is shifting cultivation done? Point number one, when we talk about shifting cultivation, first of all, the very concept of shifting cultivation is a plot of land is cleared by felling the trees and burning them. The ashes are then mixed with the soil and crops like maize, yam, potatoes, and cassava. These are grown on such land. After the soil loses its fertility, the land is abandoned, that is, it is destroyed, and the cultivator moves to a new plot. Suppose if you have plot 1 and you've grown potato, you have grown a, suppose this is your plot and you have grown some kind of plant, say potato or say yam, or anything. This is your plot 1. Fine. And very near to it you have plot number 2. This is a plain land, plot number 2. So in shifting cultivation, what will be done? Before using this plot, this land will be burned to ashes. Okay. After this, the seeds will be sown, the particular nourishment processes will be carried out, so that harvesting, tilling the soil, watering, harvest, etc. Sorry, not the harvest, watering of the crop, irrigation of the crop, and removal of the weeds, etc. Various enormous activities which take place under the cultivation process will be carried out. Once this particular farmer or the cultivator receives his harvest, he will take the harvest, and what will happen? They will actually abandon this land and leave this land. The cultivator may move somewhere else and he may grow the other crop on this plot number 2. Fine. So what will happen on plot number 2? On plot number 2, that particular cultivator will grow new harvest, and with the consent, with the realization of the fact that he has left this plot number 1 abandoned. After a year or so, he will return back to plot number 1, and again a harvest will be actually received by the cultivator. So getting back to the main point is that after the soil, this we have done. Shifting cultivation is also known as slash and burn agriculture. Shifting cultivation usually starts with the cutting of the trees and fire, which clears a spot for crop production, and in these cases, shifting cultivation is a cycle where farmers come back to the original place after a couple of years. So this last point about, when we are talking about this last point, that after the shifting cultivation, the farmers are going to come back to the original place. Where does the farmer go? Will anyone go? No. So in actually shifting cultivation and nomadic herding, this type of farming is practiced by the tribal people as well as the nomadic people. So that is why this slash and burn agriculture actually takes place in origin. So after shifting cultivation, let's move to nomadic herding. So children, when we are talking about nomadic herding, what is nomadic herding? Children, nomadic herding means that a kind of herding process carried out by the people who keep on wandering from one place to other, and such people are known as nomads. The people who are nomads, who carry out such occupation, or you can say such activities, in order to rear the livestock and to make an earning. Such kind of activity is called nomadic herding. Such a kind of practice is called nomadic herding. Nomadic herding is practiced in the semi-arid as well as the arid regions of Sahara, Central Asia, and some parts of India, like Rajasthan and Jammu Kashmir. In this type of farming, children, as I have told you, herdsmen move from one place to another with their animals for food and water along defined routes. The common animals which are reared are sheep, camel, yak, and goats. These are the animals which are commonly reared. So, children, for today, that's it, and we'll move ahead with more kind of farming processes and activities in the next class. Till then, keep watching the videos properly and keep learning the things in a proper manner. Thank you and Saira.